Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Lewis and Clark High School class of 2018. Please let your family and friends who aren't able to be here today know that they can watch live locally on Comcast Channel 17 and online at www.spokaneschools.org/stories. Grads can also visit this after the celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please silence your cell phones. Hello, I'm Mary Beth Smith, the very proud principal of Lewis and Clark Tigers. The class of 2018 is graduating 440 strong. Their hard work and accomplishments have proven just how extraordinary they are and truly exemplifies what it takes to be a Tiger. At this time, I would like to introduce the award-winning Lewis and Clark Band and Strings under the direction of Daniel Nord and Mari Kellogg. They will be performing Fanfare for a New Generation. Now, Mr. Nord, Ms. Kellogg, and the Lewis and Clark musicians.
to the class of 2018 Lewis and Clark Tiger graduation ceremony. We have arrived. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now take a seat.
Before we continue, I'd like to acknowledge the people who made graduation possible. First, thank you to all of the teachers. What you've taught us will help us for the rest of our lives. The administrators for helping us access our education. Thank you to Ms. Smith for bringing such positive change to LC over the past 2 years. And thank you to the other LC staff, the resource officers, custodians, and nutrition staff who keep us clean, safe, fed, and organized. The parents and family have a final thank you, who supported and helped us. And finally, thank you to the entire student body. Without you here, there wouldn't be something to celebrate today.
All right, has everyone spotted their child in the rows? That's the really important part at this time. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, graduation is a time of celebration and a time to acknowledge accomplishment. The class of 2018 truly deserves this time, for they have been an extraordinary group of young men and women. Most definitely an example for our underclassmen to follow. With the strong foundations they've built, it is time for them to leave us. Not to take the less traveled road, but to build better roads, never traveled before. Roads where they will lead the way. Because their futures rely so much on building, graduates to this day continue to wear a robe symbolizing the workman's tunic of ancient Greece and have a hat that resembles and is even named after the mason's mortarboard. Please turn your attention to the back of your program where you'll find the words for this next musical selection. They again impart the same theme with Longfellow's building materials of time instead of mortar, and yesterdays and todays instead of bricks and blocks. In 1961, LC music directors Gerald Hartley and Oliver C. Fuller were commissioned to set Longfellow's poem to music. Their composition of the Builders has been played at every Lewis and Clark graduation since that time, 57 years ago. To continue this tradition for the 2018 graduation, The Builders, directed today by LC Band Director Dan Nord and LC Choir Director Jeffrey Bowen. Thank you very much.
From
It's always so amazing to me to hear that. The talent demonstrated by the Lewis and Clark musicians and the commitment of both Mr. Nord and Mr. Bowen is really phenomenal. And just as we take time to recognize and commend those excelling in academics and athletics, we likewise, after having enjoyed wonderful performances, need to commend those who have gone the extra mile in the fine arts. Please join me in saluting our senior choir members and our choir and orchestra and band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of those who have excelled academically, it is my honor and privilege to present the valedictorians of the Lewis and Clark class of 2018. This year, Lewis and Clark High School proudly has 15 valedictorians. They will be sharing a thematic speech.
Lately, I've noticed a voice inside of me. I've always been something of a raging individualist, eternally dancing to the beat of my own drum. But in this room, surrounded by the friends, family, and teachers who built me, I hear a symphony. Contrary to my instincts and expectations, I am connected to a larger whole. And though it can be difficult to cut my hand up against my ear and hear the rushing blood of my imperfect home echo back to me, I feel a responsibility for this blood now. It runs the same through each of us, as a reminder that despite our individual smallness, we all take up space in this world, and we all have something in ourselves to give to the people around us. We have spent our whole lives learning and listening. Now with this voice of many, it is time to speak.
14.6 billion years ago, the entire universe was concentrated in a single point. Then it exploded into what we call the Big Bang and began to expand into the massive universe we know today. Today not only represents the end of high school, but the beginning of our expansion into the world, our Big Bang. Like our universe, the class of 2018 will spread out from the confines of Lewis and Clark High School into, and maybe even beyond, our planet, not just by physically moving, but by expanding our knowledge, experiences, and impact. Our lives are getting bigger. Up until now, there's been a small, predetermined path. Kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, high school. And now our paths branch off. Our futures diverge whether you stay in Spokane or travel across the country. Our connections, our worlds, get bigger. The unknowns in the future are exciting, but also a little overwhelming. So remember the smaller world you already have. Whether you've lived in Spokane your whole life or moved here senior year, you'll have roots here at LC, in Spokane, in Washington. So as our world gets bigger, hold on to that smallness. Your classmates, your family, your community. As a young girl and throughout my teenage years, I've cherished backcountry skiing with my dad, a difficult endeavor as it requires you to hike up the mountain yourself. The grueling trek up is a lot easier when my dad goes ahead, allowing me to follow in his path and take his advice. Up until this point, our track has been simply laid out for us, often with direction from people that care about our success. Next year, it is no longer up to someone else to take the lead for us. As we go out into the bigger world, we will take the lessons we've learned from our journey thus far, as I've learned from skiing with my dad, and make decisions on our own that will further our own path. It's time for us to climb our own mountain.
When you are little, you dream of growing up, of being a big kid who can make their own decisions and boss other people around. You can't wait to reach the milestones and take charge. Now we are here. We are the big kids who have to make decisions and have the chance to find a purpose for our lives. Some of us may not know what we want to do, and that's okay. Some of us can't wait to leave Spokane and start our lives in a new place. Some of us are worried about our future and do not want to jump for fear of falling. Whichever position you are in, remember that there are people around you, some even sitting next to you in this arena, who will pick you up if you fall. Be excited for your future. Try new things. Take risks. Just remember that being ready to move on doesn't mean you have to let go of the past. Hold on to those who have helped you get here as you take on the challenges of being a big kid.
I want to talk about what fear is to me. Fear to me is messing up in the sushi restaurant where I work and being yelled at in 3 different languages. Fear to me is getting suspended the second day of my senior year and picturing my future go out the window. Fear to me is walking out the door today to a world bigger than Lewis and Clark. A world where being the biggest fan at the football game will lead to more than a 2-day suspension. However, after years of mistakes and fears of the inevitable consequences, I have learned that the number of times we mess up or the number of days we are suspended does not define who we are or who we will be. Do not let your fear of the consequences of failure hold you back from the future you want for yourself. Turn fear into your motivation to grow in this world, a world defined by those who learn from and make the most of their failures.
As the world expands before us, we will get the opportunity to expand with it. The smallness of our current existence provides a sense of comfort and security, a constant to hold on to throughout the turbulence of life. But often, the opportunities and pathways that lead to our goals and dreams lie somewhere outside of that smallness. To achieve the things for which we've prepared and worked and sacrificed, we may have to leave the safety of our smallness and claim a place beyond the horizon of life as we know it. But when this chance arises, our smallness won't be a limitation. Our smallness will be a foundation, giving us the strength and courage and knowledge that we'll need to cultivate our own experiences in this widening world.
We've all heard it so many times, it only seems right to repeat it one final time. Whether you follow a T24 path or not, you're always opening new doors to the future. It's important to take steps forward whenever you can, but remember you're never forced to close a door behind you. Keep these doors to the past propped open, because you never know when you'll need to reach out to a friend from the past. Whenever you're summoning courage to take a leap forward, always remember where you started, the friends who helped you, and always take pride in how much you've achieved along the way.
My dad always told me that life is a game and to play it right. As we open these doors to our future and enter the world behind them, we should play this game of life with heart, because this is our time. It's our time to decide our own path and become the people we want to be. Sometimes we'll win and other times we'll lose, but it's time to face the fear of what could go wrong and get excited for what's going to go right. It's when we need to understand that we need to make the most of this time in our lives, because one day we're going to look back and wish this part of the game hadn't gone by so fast.
During our time here, each of us have been pushed to do things that at the time seemed impossible. Whether they are the hardest to face or the most trivial upon second thought, as we conquer these challenges, we often forget the feeling of struggle and discomfort at the core. Instead, let's hold on to the awareness that we were able to achieve things we never thought were attainable. This experience has taught us that in order to make any obstacle feel small, we must lean into the discomfort and push ourselves to work a little harder. Each one of these kind of accomplishments is a huge cause for celebration.
In the immediate future, all of us will leave behind our high school days alongside our physical high school and travel into the broader world. As we exit the doors of LC, we will broaden our horizons both physically and experientially. All of us, in one way or another, will explore a new phase of our lives through exposure to new communities, exploration of new cities and locales, and countless other new experiences. As we expand into these new communities, each of ourselves carries with us a seed of the LC community that supported us and buoyed us throughout our high school days. Everyone here has the capability to spread what they love about LC to their new communities and forge a new home for themselves based around their past. In this way, we will all carry the best of our high school experiences with us, even as we leave them behind.
Mr. Oakley would always say, "Don't strive to make your presence noticed, make your absence felt." Looking back on my time in school, Mr. Oakley and his words have truly made an impact on me. As our worlds are getting bigger, it is incredibly important that we cherish all of the people like Mr. Oakley who have impacted us, and that we take them with us to wherever we may go. And now that we're leaving the hallways of LC and spreading out across the world, I know that every conversation, every experience, and every person that we have encountered here will continue to mold us into the extraordinary group of people that we have become. But rest assured, this is only the beginning.
In high school, there is order. We go to the same classes at the same time with the same teachers and the same students every day. It is predictable. Yet high school is simultaneously and equally complex, with new assignments, new dramas, and new feelings coming our way all the time. Complexity and growth are linked. Despite the order of high school structure, complexity has caused each one of us here today to grow immensely in our skills and in our perspectives. Our education thus far has prepared us for the further difficulties adult life will bring. As we leave high school and as more order is taken away, imagine how we will thrive.
In July of 2015, I hiked 75 miles from Snoqualmie Pass to Stevens Pass. At the time, that seemed like a long way, but this next year I'll be 2,700 miles from home, 35 times the distance I hiked that July. My world is getting bigger, but not only in terms of distance. Next year, I'll be at a college that prides itself on the diversity of thought represented by vastly different backgrounds each of its students come from. Just as it's my responsibility not to get overwhelmed by the distance I am from home, it's also my responsibility not to get lost in the variety of ideas I'll experience and default back to my own form of thought, with me at the center of it all. Everyone in this arena will in some way experience their world getting bigger in these coming years, and it's each of our responsibilities not to get lost in that expansion.
Every day, we look back on our lives, and every day, we look ahead. We look back on memories, good and bad, pleasant and painful. And while the years ahead may seem scary at times, we stride forward with hope. But today, we are here, jammed in between yesterday and tomorrow. We define ourselves by what we have already done, but we should define ourselves based on what we are about to do. We always think about what we're going to do someday, but the only time we can really do anything is right now. The next time that you're thinking about what you wished you could fix yesterday, set today right. The next time you hope for tomorrow, make today that hope. Be now the person you wished you had been and the person you hope to be. Be yourself.
Thank you, 2018 valedictorians. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce our Superintendent of Spokane Public Schools, Dr. Shelley Redinger.
Welcome families, friends, staff, and students. Let's hear it for the class of 2018. It is indeed an honor and privilege to serve as your superintendent. Students, my hope and our goal is that we have prepared you well for what lies ahead. Whether technical school, military, 2- or 4-year colleges or universities, or right to the workforce. Know that we are cheering for you and look forward to the contributions you will make as you start your new journeys and new adventures. Dream big, work hard, stay focused, and always remember the strength of being a Tiger. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Next, I would like to introduce and recognize active and committed members of our community, school board members Dina Brower and Jarrell Haynes. I'd like to invite Dina to come up and say a few words.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today on behalf of the Spokane Public Schools Board of Directors, along with Director Haynes, to celebrate the Lewis and Clark graduating class of 2018. Graduates, today you are rewarded for your hard work, tenacity, and perseverance, for which we are confident will serve you well as you go out into the world. But before you cross the stage with your diploma in hand, I would like to thank our Spokane community for supporting our students and schools every day. We are fortunate to have over 3,000 wonderful employees working in our district, delivering quality education, healthy, delicious meals, and countless little bags of ice, with comforting hugs to those in need, or with those who need a little TLC, perhaps after scraping their knee on the playground. But the needs of our students extend far beyond the school day and classroom walls, where our community graciously steps in and steps up through countless volunteer hours, reading, mentoring, and nurturing our students. The Board of Directors is beyond grateful for the partnership with our community, and the graduates sitting before us today will reap the benefit of our investments for many years to come. Graduates, as you move on and find yourself in new communities, be sure to invest your time and talents to help others, as the Spokane community has helped you. We are proud of you, and we wish you all the best in the years to come. Congratulations, graduates of 2018.
Spokane's so lucky to have so many great people working at the school board and at the employee level. I'd like the students here to say a quick thank you to your teachers. If you see them around, please stand up and give them a quick shout out, ladies and gentlemen, for the Lewis and Clark teachers, staff, and all of your families. Ladies and gentlemen, just 2 days ago, our senior class unveiled its gift to Lewis and Clark High School. It is a giant American flag that will lower down from the ceiling in the gymnasium, and it is the perfect symbol of this particular group of seniors. Let me tell you why. I have had the honor of working with them for the past 2 years, and that's a good chunk of time. But quite frankly, this group just hasn't grown up as much in those 2 years as some classes I've seen. Why? Because they were old souls when they arrived. It is true. Some young people just strike you as possessing a certain calm and dignity in even the most tumultuous and uncertain time in their lives. And our 2018 Tigers are remarkable in their indefatigability and their unflappableness in these uncertain times that we all share. And when you think about it, it makes sense. For this group of students, from the minute they could walk, theirs has been a post-9/11 world. In their lifetimes, voicemail has become all but obsolete, and we rely more and more on emojis and Snapchats to tell our tales. We've given them platforms that can have them reading the very latest novels, recommended for them thanks to an unseen algorithm that aggravates shopping data, Facebook postings, social media likes, and Google searches in under 30 seconds. And we've given them a society that is learning to give voice and agency to underrepresented and sometimes silent segments of our population, but which is also seemingly committed to using the many platforms now available, cable TV, social media, celebrity, and politics, and the very most abhorrent torrents of divisive language to push people further and further apart and into isolated corners of protectionism and us versus them-ism. But remember what I said earlier about your children. They are very old souls, and they're not getting sucked in. They are a part of what sociographers have labeled Generation Edge, young people living on the forefront, on the edge of a sea change in how we live together, and also doing so with some edge they're a little cynical, thrifty as heck, willing to do anything for a cause, and never willing to do anything just because that's the way it's always been done. But the great thing about them, the best thing about them, is that they are willing to do. They don't wait for permission to redress a wrong. They feel convinced they can and should take action to make things better. They regard the protection of their own and others' rights as supremely important. They are self-reliant, conscientious, community-minded, global, local, and kind. They are inordinately and supremely kind. I see this in the way that they reach out to staff about one another when concerned, in the way they support staff when worried, and in the way they have become local activists, forging new pathways of engagement in issues that matter to them. Dating safety, faith practices in school, social and racial injustice, sex trafficking, waste and energy reduction, food insecurity, teen homelessness, homelessness in general. Our students have tackled each one of these issues and more during the past 2 years, and they've made a difference. And so I think the gift of the American flag is a perfect emblem for this particular group of young people. Like them, it's been through a fair bit, but is still strong and resilient. Like them, it's had to make room over the years for the inclusion of a very diverse people, but is more beautiful and complete thanks to all of their arrival. And like them, it will inspire all of us to aim higher and be better every single time we think of what it's given us over the years. I'm proud to have known and worked with these students. Now, on to some final shout-outs, ladies and gentlemen. During your 4 years of high school, the Lewis and Clark Tigers have won 11 GSL championships and 7 state championships. Your class was recognized by the WIAA with 40 outstanding recognitions with team GPAs of 3.5 to 3.99 and 55 distinguished recognitions with team GPAs of 3.0 to 3.49. Additionally, your class was represented with 9 academic state championships in cheer, drama, and band. Your class participated in over 1,300 athletic activity and club events. In the art and technical programs, once again, you had representatives at the National DECA conferences. You have an award-winning robotics orchestra and band. Your Tiger Drama program was recognized by the International Thespian Society as a gold-level honor troupe for the 5th year in a row, and 19 students will be traveling to the International Thespian Festival this summer. And your award-winning Lewis and Clark Tiger Drill Team, again, went on to state competition in multiple categories. Ladies, gentlemen, if you have been any part of any of these athletic teams, performance groups, or tech teams, please stand and be recognized. Academically, while you have been attending Lewis and Clark High School, we have been ranked by the Washington Post as one of America's most challenging high schools. You continue to be a leader in Spokane County and Washington State with challenging yourselves to this academic focus. 106 graduates are on the Washington State Honor Roll, which means they are in the top 10% of graduates statewide. The class of 2018 has taken 2,963 semesters of AP classes, 3,209 semesters of honors classes, and 1,099 quarters of running start classes. 22 of you, in addition to earning your high school diploma, have also earned Associates of Arts degrees through the Running Start program, and 14 of you have earned 70 or more credits toward your 4-year degree through Eastern Washington University. And 14 of you will be earning a seal of biliteracy. Would students earning Associates of Arts degrees, 70 or more credits through Eastern Washington University, or seals of biliteracy, please stand and be recognized? Lewis and Clark has 4 National Merit finalists, 6 Spokane Scholars, and to date, members of this class have amassed more than $1.25 million in federal and state grants allocated based on FAFSA completion. So parents, remember to complete those FAFSAs for the future generations. And $2.75 million in grants and scholarships allocated based on merit or need. Would scholarship winners please stand and be recognized? You guys make $4 million look pretty good. With regard to leadership class of 2018, you've worked to make a difference in our community. You've continued to lead service projects like Canned Food Drive, Bite to Go, Blood Drive, recognized as the top high school in our area donating to the Guild School Penny Drive. You created Catalyst, a group committed to being change agents for students of color in our community, and more than 30 of you are first in your family to commit to attend a college or university. Your leadership has set an example for us all. Please stand if you've been a part of any of these groups. It's important on this occasion to recognize those of you who have the distinction of graduating with honors. First, I would like to recognize those of you who have maintained a 3.5 to 399 GPA over the last 4 years. You are recognized with gold honor cords. Would the 81 of you please stand and be recognized? Next, it is important to honor those students who took the ultimate challenge while attending Lewis and Clark and participated in 5 or more advanced placement classes and still maintained a weighted GPA of 4.1 or higher. You are recognized as a distinguished scholar with your white honor cords. Would the 63 of you please stand and be recognized? And finally, I'd like to recognize one more time our 15 valedictorians who maintained a perfect 4.0 GPA over the last 4 years. Would you please stand and be recognized? Most students from this graduating class will be heading off to new educational horizons. 240 of you will be attending 4-year universities. 110 of you will be continuing your education at community colleges in tech programs, and 25 more of you are planning on military service, travel, or moving directly into the workforce. While many of you will be attending schools locally in the Pacific Northwest, some of you are headed off to continue your education at institutes around the country, including Boston University, Duke, University of Miami, Loyola Marymount, University of Tennessee, and other schools in Arizona, Texas, Cleveland, and New Mexico. You are going very far away, but you will remain here in our hearts for as long, ladies and gentlemen, as you consider us your alums of our school. You have made history at Lewis and Clark. It is now time to go make history in the world. You are worthy and you are very ready. It is my privilege to certify that each member of the class of 2018 receiving a diploma has met all of the requirements of the state of Washington and all other requirements established by the local board of directors and is therefore eligible to be graduated from Lewis and Clark High School and Spokane Public Schools. Please take your position for the presentation of diplomas. We will begin by presenting diplomas to the senior class president and vice president. Class President Cameron Fashholtz. Class Vice President and Valedictorian, Fiona Colleen Powers Beggs. And then you guys are going to come help distribute diplomas, right? And we will now present diplomas to our valedictorians. Valedictorian Michelle Alexis Barton. Valedictorian Madeline Elise Collins. Valedictorian Matthew Thomas Cotter. Valedictorian Thorne Davis Garvin. Valedictorian and graduating with a seal of biliteracy, Amelia Catherine Gilbert. Valedictorian Molly Malene Herzog. Valedictorian Nicholas Holland. Valedictorian Emerson Asher Judd. Valedictorian Gabriel Jacob Keller. Valedictorian Caitlin Joe Kenny. Valedictorian Michael Anthony Lynn. Valedictorian Madeline Pincock. Valedictorian Maria Christina Sharman. Valedictorian Julia E. Trudeau. To continue our graduation ceremony, the remaining diplomas will now be presented to the class of 2018 by our sterling counseling team, including Bob Adams, Courtney Betts, Kathy Blanchard, Stacy Donahue, Lisa Renner, and Brian Spraggins.
Michaela Victoria Ackerman. Deborah Chibulawala Adewale, Distinguished Scholar. Ricardo Augustine Aguilar, graduating with honors. Isabel K. Ahrens. Belma Alajic. Lily Josephine Allison. Israel Kaim Alvarez. Leonie Anderman. Miranda Faith Anthony Miller. Lily M. Aparicio. Aiden Armstrong. Emily Marie Armstrong, graduating with honors. Sophia Marie Errol. Jordan Joseph Athos, graduating with honors. Paul Maria Awesomes, graduating with Seal of Biliteracy. Caroline Avery, Distinguished Scholar. So I. Rory John Babin. Reggie Beckstead Barr, Distinguished Scholar. Jonah A. Bardwell. Olivia Bess Bardloff, Distinguished Scholar. Tommy Renee Barnes McKenzie. Brianna Morgan Barrick, graduating with honors and an Associate of Arts degree. Eduardo Barrios. Epiphany Patuma, graduating with honors and a Seal of Biliteracy. Kylie Catherine Baum. Kayla Jordan Bailey, graduating with an Associate of Arts degree. Eric Robert Belling, Distinguished Scholar. Jonathan Christian Benecki. Audrey Helen Benching, graduating with honors. Griffin F. Bergstedt. Alexander Riley Betts. Jackson Martin Bewick. Clayton Gehrig Bierman, Distinguished Scholar. Isabella John Denny Billig, Distinguished Scholar. Logan Aaron Binns. Harrison Robert Bishop. Darren Anthony Blockman. Rosebine Wilmina Bachmesh. Ella Frances Bond Geldhill, Distinguished Scholar. Maria Christina Boricus, graduating with honors. Sydney Hope Brandt, graduating with honors. Eva Bratley. Bailey M. Briggs. Melanie Cathray Brooks. Emily Jordan Brower, graduating with honors. Jacqueline Marie Brown, Distinguished Scholar. Noah Michael Brown, graduating with honors and an Associate of Arts degree. Camille C. Bercolo Alberti. Nicole Alexandra Berg, Distinguished Scholar. Maya Renee Bybee, graduating with honors and an Associate of Arts degree. Chloe Elizabeth Cameron. Isabella Olivia Campos, graduating with honors. Ethan R. Carson. Liam Nathaniel Carson. Alexis Michelle Casares. Noel Benjamin Case, Distinguished Scholar. Riley Aline Castagno Lissick, graduating with honors. Erin Eileen Chaves, Distinguished Scholar. Cameron Daniel Chittum. Anders Stanley Cobb. Victoria Baird Cochran, graduating with honors and an Associate of Arts degree. Shakaya Lynn Cole. William Robert Condon, graduating with 70+ credits from Eastern Washington University. Cara Christina Contreras. Adam Joseph Cook. Charles Wayne Coombs. Emma Jean Kuhn, graduating with honors. Anna Rebecca Copley. Jasper Kyle Corcoran, Distinguished Scholar. Alec Douglas Haikuru Ide Korn. Giovanni Jr. Covarrubias. Mason Lewis Crawford Heim. And Andreas Adrian Catuno Leyva.
Graduating with honors, Megan Christine Daly. Distinguished Scholar, Bethany Marie Daniel. Alexis Rose Davidson. Distinguished Scholar, Olivia Grace Davies. Ian Michael Davis. Associate of Arts degree, Joshua James Davis. Graduating with honors, Catherine G. Davis. Lauren James Davis. Nicholas Stephen Davis. Annalisa Louise DeFord. Distinguished Scholar, Michaela Lillian Deemer. Graduating with honors, Sophie Jo Del Rosario. Earning an Associate of Arts degree, Aiden Grace DeMars. Graduating with honors, Zachary Deutschman. Chance William Dixon. Mackenzie Donahue. Dana Jacqueline Donnelly. Graduating with honors, Lauren Sheila Donnelly. Darlie R. Drury. Anthony Kiza Duenas. Bryson Philip Duncan. Lillian Drew Duncan. Graduating with honors, Carly Eakin. Graduating with honors, Elizabeth Carol Easterbrooks. Reham Faisal Ebed. Tatiana Rose Edgar. Olivia Ellis. Earning an Associate of Arts degree, Alec Channel Herb. Earning an Associate of Arts degree, Cole Rivers Herb. Graduating with honors and earning an Associate of Arts degree, Jack Libby Herb. Brenna Danielle Urban. Holden Blake Etherton. Makalika S. Favai. Jameson P. Ferrichi. Annalise Rose Felker. Graduating with honors and earning a Distinguished Scholar, Madeline Sophia Feola. Graduating with honors, Micaiah David Ferlito. Adonis Alexander Fernandez. Rachel Renee Finch. Shauna Nicole Finch. Justine Louise Finnerty. Distinguished Scholar, Reina Daniela Flores. Lydia K. Fout. Benjamin Jacob Fox. Earning a seal of biliteracy, 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University. Brant James Ganley. Distinguished Scholar, Joshua Titus Biggs Garbullo. Gabriella Grace Hope Garcia. Noah James Garman. Moo Gay. Distinguished Scholar, Thomas Evan Gerber. Graduating with honors and earning a seal of biliteracy, Nahom Kuldane Gee. Graduating with honors, Talia Rose Glass. Distinguished Scholar, Annalisa Geminer. Distinguished Scholar, Abigail Eugenie Goff. Ethan Robert Goins. Graduating with honors, Lily Dawn Gondry. Distinguished Scholar, Sarah Johanna Gores. Katie Helene Gower. Graduating with honors, Sierra Mackenzie Graham. Distinguished Scholar, McKenna Ashley Graham. Peyton Elliott Graper. Distinguished Scholar, Isabel Snow Greeley. Graduating with honors, Thomas Ryan Grennan. Jason L. Grebe II. Andrew James Griffin. Greta Grimm. Graduating with honors, Rachel Berlito Grislack. Graduating with honors, Lucas John Goen.
Distinguished Scholar, Lily Anna Hagigi. Distinguished Scholar, Thomas Peter Halverson. Emma Nicole Hamilton. Distinguished Scholar, Madison Rose Marie Hampton. Cynthia Nikki Haney. Hunter Michael Aldrich Hansen. Graduating with honors, Lauren Marie Harland. Nicholas Joseph Harner. Naomi Helen Harris. Malia Lauren Harshman. Taylor Elizabeth Hebner. Distinguished Scholar, Peter McClory Heitkemper III. Graduating with honors, Peter S. Henderson. Ava Elizabeth Herb. Cameron Eduardo Hernandez. James Ryan Hill. Ryan Landon Hill. Jack Thomas Hines. Graduating with honors, Dedemu Lang. Distinguished Scholar, William Rufus Hofer. Graduating with honors, Peyton Marie Holland. Shea Siobhan Holland. Richard Jonathan Wayne Hovey. Graduating with honors, Joel Benjamin Howell. Graduating with honors, Christina Sue. Graduating with honors, Ali Uyen Hunt. Dakota Scott Hilton. Graduating with honors and an Associate of Arts degree, Hayden Sienna Tay Inahara. Distinguished Scholar, Bryn Sierra Irwin. Christian Ryan Ardnico. Destiny Edith Marie Jefferson. Praise Arena Jetnell. Graduating with honors, Taylor Alexis John. Graduating with an Associate of Arts degree, Madison Danielle Johnston. Libton Jonathan. Distinguished Scholar, Andrew John Jones. Simon Daniel Journey. Graduating with honors, Megan Elizabeth Jurison. Graduating with 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Caden Marcel Kappas. Graduating with honors, Vanessa May Kaufman. Skylar Promise Kelly. Distinguished Scholar, Taylor Kinseen Kenny. Bilal A. Kier. Cassidy Marie Knox. Distinguished Scholar, Tyler Douglas Kofinke.
Graduating with honors, Benjamin Forrest LeBaire. Cooper Thomas Locke. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Jacob Dean Laxton. Maya A.E. Labar. Graduating with honors, Carter Lawrence Ledwith. Anna Lisa Lee. Janae Lewis. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Henry Michael Lindekugel. Chase Lindholt. Graduating with a Seal of Biliteracy, Isabella Delfina Liska. Luke Ryan Lobdell. Graduating with 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Jonathan Loke. Graduating with honors, a Seal of Biliteracy, and 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Isabella Patrice Lomas. Jonathan Paul Love. Gavin Curtis Lynch. Ian Rex McKay. Crimson Marie Callie Matawala. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Kennedy Noel Magner. Elliot Timothy Glenn McGuire. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Paige K. Malm. Graduating with honors, Claire Elizabeth Mann. Brianna Danielle Marsh. Graduating with honors, Abigail Catherine Marshall. Mary Elizabeth Martin. Emily J. Maxon. Brian James Maxwell. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Emma Grace Mayoski. John Scott McCormick. Kevin Lester McCracken. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Justina Janine McDermott. Brianna Kelly McGovern. Caleb Ivan McKen. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Eva Corinne McKenzie. Adeline Kate McMurray. Tristan McQuilkin. Jared Michael Mahaffey. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Ryan Nielsen Meyer. Matthew Ross Miller. Noah Wilson Miller. Graduating with honors, Ryan Thomas Miller. Tucker W. Miller. Benjamin Robert Mitchell. Nicholas Christopher Mitchell. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Taylor Ashlyn Mitchell. Graduating with a Seal of Biliteracy, Dee Moo. Nicole Christina Moon. Callista Marie Moore. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Mara Gwen Moore. Peyton Lee Morris. Trey Deontay Avery Moses. Padong Mua. Gracie McGregor Mounsey. River Alfred Musso. Anaya Nishay Muhammad. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Madeline Blythe Murphy. Graduating with honors, Madison Jill Nakos. PJ Nave. Graduating with a Seal of Biliteracy, Vianney Gasasira Deasaba. Graduating with a Seal of Biliteracy, Madison Danielle Aylward Nesbitt. Graduating with honors, V. Long Nguyen. Graduating with honors, Peter Christopher Nelson. Graduating with honors and 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Olivia Jens O'Brien. Graduating as a Distinguished Scholar, Paris Nay Oshner. Graduating with honors, Eva Rose Odom. Courtney Elizabeth Oman. Devin Tony Oliveri. Julia Dawn O'Meyer.
Pa Donmar Penn. Sienna Catherine Pasqua. McKenna Lauren Penna. Jillianne Petty. Distinguished Scholar Amber Tan Fan. Distinguished Scholar Tara Quinn Fung. A.J. Pinkarawat. Graduating with 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Brody Alexander Purtle. Graduating with Associate of Arts degree, Josette Lynn Plaster. Graduating with honors, John Thomas Porco. Hannah Jean Potter. Graduating with honors, Michaela Noel Pounds. Distinguished Scholar, Bridget Erin Powers-Beggs. Madison Frances Priest. Graduating with honors, Julia Rose Quaccarini. Distinguished Scholar, Nathaniel George Quantock. Hannah E. Queen. Graduating with 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Garrett William Ron. Ashes Rye. Sadie Alexis Ratz. Joshua Hayden Rao. Graduating with honors, Kate Rollins. Nicholas Jacob Ray. Alexandria Reck. Graduating with honors, Allison Elizabeth Reed. Keegan T. Reed. Elena Joy Reed. Jenna Elise Reed. Graduating with honors, Caitlin Marie Reinhardt. Graduating with 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Bryn Ashley Ritchie. Dulce Esmeralda Rivera. Jaylyn Lee Robertson. Liam McEachran Robinson. Distinguished Scholar, Matisse Ann Robinson. Anna Lee Rogers. Gabriel Dean Roller. Distinguished Scholar, Bailey A. Rosenoff. Amy Rose Rush. Ryland Alexander Sagaw. Amber Marie Salberon. Thomas Alexander Sawyer. Tristan Mark Sawyer. Hunter Gregory Scheidt. Ryan Alexander Schmitz. Distinguished Scholar, Allie Tatum Schultz. Graduating with honors, Zachary Scott. Mason Christopher Setti. Julian Kaya Shapla Pretty. Erica Joy Shelby. Graduating with honors, an Associate of Arts degree, Megan Christine Schell. Levi J. Sherwood. Ethan Sean Seebeck. Quinlan Keith Silk. Distinguished Scholar and the Seal of Biliteracy, Anita Marina Silva. Distinguished Scholar, Asia Tamia Simmons. Joseph Sloma.
Graduating with honors and 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Abigail M. Smith. Ian Thomas Smith. Najee Abdeen Smith. Sean P. Smith, Jr. Adonis A. Solomon. Peyton Grace Soames.
Graduating with honors, Natasha Alina Sparrow. Chloe Ellen Spedden. Jonathan William Spickler. Kevin James Springman. Graduating as a distinguished scholar, Madison Elizabeth Spurlock. Graduating as a distinguished scholar, Annabelle Jacqueline Stepanoff. Graduating with honors, Sydney Lee Steppen. Caroline Ann Stoa. Kitana Stowe. Caleb John Struble. Morgan Nicole Struznik. Prakash Suba. Graduating with 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Jameson Turner Sullivan. Graduating as a distinguished scholar, Hannah Caroline Summers. Evan Carl Sunderman. Graduating as a distinguished scholar, Spencer M. Swaim. Bailey Elizabeth Talley. Amy Elizabeth Thorland. Graduating with honors, Catherine Andrea Thronson. Elijah Jonathan Thurston. Graduating with honors, Joseph Harley Tilley. Graduating with 70 or more credits from Eastern Washington University, Truman James Tolliver. Graduating with honors, Jenny Twee Tran. Graduating as a distinguished scholar, McKenna Sarah Trogdon. Jasmine Mackenzie Tupper. Graduating as a distinguished scholar, Keegan Kathleen Tyler. Graduating as a distinguished scholar, Kenzie May Tyler. Grace Umwiza. Kayla Renee Valerio Perez. Graduating with honors and the seal of biliteracy, Jonathan Valov. Grace Lene Van Dam. Whit William Van Dyke. Oliver Douglas Vasquez. Joshua James Villa. Aiden Kavanaugh Walsh. Evan Boone Watkins. Lindsay Nicole Weber. Riley Morgan Weber. Alexandria Wyand. Brandon Bruce Weinert. Lily Ray Welsh. Graduating with honors, Samuel George Weldon. Alan Oliver Wells. Abigail Rochelle Westling. Kayla A. Westbrook. Trevor Raymond White. Graduating with an Associate of Arts degree, Maya Evelyn Whitaker. Noah Christopher Whitten. Fiona Isabel Whitver. Joshua Glenn Weedmer. John T. E. Wineclaw. Graduating with honors, Riley Aaron Weiss. Noah Turner Williams. Graduating with honors, Claire Victoria Wilson. Christopher Thomas Wilson. Tha Da Wei. Madison Rose Wise. Jordan Richard Wixom. Graduating with honors and an Associate of Arts degree, Claire Patricia Woodard. Colby Michael Workman. Graduating with honors and an Associate of Arts degree, Liam Alexander Rickson. Bikal Urku Yimam. Gianni Briscoe Young. And graduating with honors, John Vincent Zilak.
Ready? Graduates, please stand. It is now my honor and pleasure to present to you the graduated Lewis and Clark class of 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, move your tassels.